Warning, this podcast contains spoilers. Hello everyone, and welcome to the As Seen on TV podcast for The Flash, Season 3, Episode 19, The Once and Future Flash. I'm your host, Clio. With me I have Nikki.
Hi.
Hello. This was actually a pretty good episode to come back on. I was a little worried. Everything didn't go terribly wrong, as I thought it was going to go. Like, I thought everything was just going to... I don't know, I just thought Barry's going to fuck everything up again. And he might have, but...
I mean, there's always a chance that Barry fucks something up because of his track record.
Mm-hmm.
But for him to go in the future and see how much he fucked up might change some of the things.
Mm-hmm. Maybe. Ah! Nothing happened. Anyway, yeah, so it was almost like just immediate, where Barry's like, I'm going to the future now, and they're like, are you sure that's a good idea? Are you sure you should go now? And he's like, I have to go now.
Mm-hmm. The whole thing with Top and what's-his-face.
Yeah, I remembered who they were. I'm proud of myself, but, like, I forgot their names. It's like, oh, you guys. Mirror Master?
Yeah, I think that's Mirror Master and Top.
Yeah.
And I don't get how them, out of all the metas we've come across, how it was those two who ruled Central City. Like,
feel
what the hell?
I feel like the big players did their thing, and when they all just, like, kind of scattered, the two of them were like, nobody's here. Let's fuck some shit up.
I guess so.
I think that's how it happened. But they were going on about, like, oh, you used to kick your ass, and a little bit I'm like, I don't believe you. I don't believe you actually used to kick his ass.
I could have swore that Cisco had made something to throw off Top's powers. Like, it was like an earpiece or something for Barry. Because the first time we came across him, I'm pretty damn sure that's what they used. And then Top was like, oh, damn, I'm so effed up right now because I can't do anything.
I think it was something that he put into the suit. And I think whatever's happened in the last 8 years, she's figured out how to get past that.
Okay, because I was pretty sure. I was like, I remember there being something that would throw off her powers, and Barry could just walk all over her.
Yeah,
and I was thinking, like, why they went back the second time, and Barry's getting affected again. I'm like, why didn't you think of the thing that you had back in the past, and use that so that you could, like. And plus, it's like, it's 2024. And, I mean, Cisco's just, he's just jamming to do some more stuff with Team Flash. Do you think he'd think something up?
Yeah. I don't know. Barry seems shocked that her powers worked on him, which made me think that it was in his suit, and somehow she just got stronger than that.
I mean, yeah, her powers would grow over time. You would expect it, kind of like Barry's, but I don't know.
Oh my god, Cisco, that hurt me a little bit.
Seeing Cisco the way he was?
Yeah, and I mean...
I seriously, I thought there was something wrong with him.
Me too, because he had a ponytail, and we know evil Ciscos have ponytails, but this one was okay, because it was a messy ponytail.
Which means he's a little, like... I seriously thought he had spent time in, like, an institution or something. It's just the way he carried himself, and I was just like... There's something a little bit seriously wrong with Cisco right now. I'm not sure I like this. It's kind of creeping me out. Almost like a hallucination on Barry's part.
He looked, when he came to Barry, Jesus. Harry Potter, no. When Cisco came to Barry, he really looked like he had not seen another human being in 10 years.
Yeah.
Like, I know that's probably an exaggeration, but I'm sure he hasn't had human contact in a long time.
It did seem like that. He was a little bit more awkward than usual. By a little bit, I mean a lot. A bit.
A lot of it. Okay, so Killer Frost makes him lose his hands. And he's got robo hands. And
yeah.
So he's like, I lost my power.
No, I even said that I was watching, like, be a dolphin, be a dolphin. Use your brain. Out
Yes,
your head.
be a dolphin. But what I was thinking, I was like, no, you can't use your hands. Be like Rogue. Just start kissing people to vibe them. Like, because Rogue in the X-Men, she wore gloves so she didn't accidentally touch people, but if she didn't want to take her gloves off, she would just kiss them. Mm-hmm. Like, just be Rogue. Just go around kissing people, Cisco. It's gonna be fine.
You're cute enough. It works.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, no, it made me really sad.
It was definitely heartbreaking to see him in that state, because even, like, we were heartbroken to see him when they came back from Flashpoint, and he was all pissed off at Barry, and he was, like, angsty, and we're like, oh, Cisco.
Yeah, baby Cisco.
Like, this is way different. This is actually, like, he's, like, he looks dejected, and he's, you know, he's not connected with anybody anymore. You can see him, like, just, like, wanting to have that connection with somebody again. It just made him look really sad, and it was not nice for the viewers, I'm sure, especially the Cisco fans.
And I don't know, I feel like this might be just but they did it with the bad guys in this episode. But I have a feeling like maybe the writers or whatever, they're not like thinking outside of the box with some of these characters' powers, because like you were saying, you know, Cisco can probably use his mind now that he doesn't have his hands. Like, that might take him a long time to learn, but it's not impossible.
I mean, he gets a special helmet, or, like, even just, like, tweaks his goggles a little bit. There you go. He can be, like, Cyclops.
Yeah. Oh my god, that would be awesome. And I've had a problem with Caitlyn this whole time, where it's like, I need to get rid of my powers, but it's like, no, there's got to be some weird middle ground you can find. Mm-hmm. And I was just gonna say maybe that the writers just aren't willing to explore that, but they kind of just did that with Top and Mirror Master, because they found a new way to use their powers, and they used their powers together, which was trippy. Like, if I wasn't sitting down, I might have fallen over.
Well, Barry almost did. He was doing some circus act, going, like, almost onto his back. That was crazy.
That was some Inception shit, where it's like, there's the top of the building, but there's the top of the building.
Yeah.
That was really interesting to see. I hope they do, like, more of that with the heroes, because I feel like, not that I feel like we're stagnating with our heroes' powers, but I don't know, I think they can use a little more growth.
It's kind of like when you see Wally and Barry running around together. They're working together I'm putting it in quotation marks, but they're not, like, using each other to momentum, like, and, like, throw each other through the portal like Wally did with Barry. Like, they don't do that out when they're on duty, basically. Like, they could do more of that.
Yeah. I'm getting, like, flashbacks to like the last couple seasons of Rebels, where Kanan and Ezra really use their force powers together. Like, one of them force jumps while the other pushes them, so they go further. Stuff like that. Everything comes back to Jedis.
Why?
Which also, the title of this episode is a reference to, at least seems to me to be a reference to, King Arthur. Not a single, like, King Arthur reference in the episode.
You would have thought.
I mean, I get it. It's because the two Barrys meet, so there's a once and a future Flash. I get it. But still, come on. Just one. Like a Lancelot joke or something. I don't know. Anything. But I feel like there was a reference in this episode to something. Indiana Jones.
There was, yeah.
When they were running away from Killer Frost in the beginning of the... HR's drumstick.
He almost lost his arm over a drumstick.
Like Indy's hat. Like that's the parallel we're making here. Is that his drumstick?
And then like I'm sitting there like a second before the door opens up again. I'm like, she knows the access code. She can get in there. And then she's like, dudes, my palm still scans. Like, duh.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my god. Oh, those boys. They're smart
really.
but dumb at the same time.
They really are. And they were singing Sweet Chariot to each other. It's like, what are you doing? Julian looks over and he's like, are you serious?
Yep, they are.
Oh my god, that was so funny. You guys think you think you're about to die and you just sing Sweet Chariot.
Ah, jeez.
Yeah. But you know, Barry before he goes into the future, he makes a promise to Iris. And Iris is being pragmatic at this point. She's like, there's a chance I could die, you know. There's a chance we can't change the future. And she just wants to make sure that Barry's not going to be an ass about it when she's gone. You know, be there for my dad, be there for my brother. And he promises. He says, yes, I promise. Mm-hmm. And then he goes into the future and he finds future Barry, who's wearing just the worst wig.
Oh, I know.
Ever. Worst wig ever. Every time we walk down screen, I'm like, the wig. God.
I mean, the style doesn't really suit Barry either, so there's like a double freaking whammy right there.
Yeah.
But I guess to put the point forward that, you know, he's really taken a turn for the worse and he'd rather be Donald Trump than the Flash.
That's more like early 2000s emo kid.
I'm just referring to a really bad wig.
And I mean, okay, that's what I thought too. You know, oh, he let his hair go. He's let himself go. Oh, blah, blah, blah. But at the end, I stopped and I was like, wait, he's still clean shaven.
He had a little bit of stubble. Just a teensy bit, like, right here, like, where, you know, the people that like, you know, you can't grow facial hair, but you can grow it in one spot. So it can grow right here, you know?
All right, I'll give it to you. But I was just like, wait a second. No beard at all.
A beard would have, or at least, like, longer stubble would have made a bigger point, but... Yeah. I mean, unless he actually did that in real life, I don't think they could have done... Is there, like...
Yeah, you could do makeup.
So it looks like actual, like, pokies?
Kind of. The, like, low-budget version of it is you use mascara, so it kind of sticks out a little bit.
Oh,
You use a light pencil, and then you do mascara over it, and it kind of sticks to the hairs, the tiny hairs that are already on your face.
Okay, I got it. So. Yeah, I get it. Okay. Yeah.
I've done it for Thorin.
I remember that.
But that I'm sure, you know, TV makeup artists have a better way to do it.
They probably like have some sort of like overlay for like with actual like stubble on it, yeah. And then it just like sticks on like a sticker.
Yeah. Something to that effect.
Maybe.
Yeah, and current Barry finds out that future Barry didn't do what he promised Iris he'd do. Mm-hmm. Sort of just locked himself away and let Joe, you know. And to be fair, you know, yes, Joe was still grieving 8 years later. Of course, he lost his daughter.
And he kind of lost his son, too. While he looked like he was he was brain dead and paralyzed from the waist down, so...
Oh, I don't know. I think it's trauma.
Yeah, it was trauma. Like he wasn't like comatose. He wasn't like, you know, or it is from like physical like not just from like trauma. I can't say it's physical or mental trauma, but he just didn't want it. He was devoid to the world because he just couldn't process anything because he was just so shocked and traumatized from what happened to his sister and what happened with Savitar and everything like that.
I honestly think that, because no one knows what happened when he went after Savitar and got his spine broken, I think Savitar messed with his brain.
There's a possibility, yeah.
I don't know. It really seemed like he did something to his brain. But, Joe still seemed pretty put together. Like, as much as he was closed off, he didn't seem the worst of the bunch,
No, he didn't. But, like, he was still taking care of himself, but that's because he was also taking care of Wally. So,
yeah,
I mean, if you want to take care of someone else, you kind of have to make sure if you're in good enough shape as well to do that, so.
Yeah. Yeah. And Julian. I think Julian was the most interesting one to see in the future. Because he's devoted his life to Caitlin. And she's locked up in whatever lab he's in.
Mm-hmm.
And that seems to be all he does.
I was actually kind of, especially, well, I don't know what happened from 2017 to 2024 with him, but knowing that he's devoted to Caitlin, he just seemed like he wasn't surprised to see them walk in. He was just, oh, long time no see. And it's like, at that point, I'm thinking, Julian right now, he's still just getting used to the team, but I still think, like, in the future, he would have been like, what the hell are you doing here?
Mm-hmm.
But he was more like, oh, long time no see. Well, here's Caitlin. Like, there was, oh, bless you.
I didn't, I stopped the sneeze and trying to get to the mute button. Anyway. I'm sorry, what were you saying?
Oh no, I was just saying that Julian just seemed like he was expecting them. It just seemed like he was expecting them. So
he might have been expecting them for 8 whole years too.
Like
any day they'll walk through that door.
Yeah, one day.
Any day.
So I'm just gonna mark it on my calendar. Kind of like scratching in the in the walls if you're stuck in a cave or something. Oh, it's been 15 days since I've been in here.
You know who I forgot to talk about?
HR.
And his romance novels.
And how it's HR Jitters now.
He bought Jitters because he's such a fucking coffee fiend.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I like how, when he's like, oh, let's go get coffee. It's on me. Wait, no, 10% off.
If you're a freaking millionaire, if you own the coffee shop, give them free coffee, dude. Don't be a stinge.
Especially if you're just it's like a celebratory coffee drink, it needs to be free.
Yeah, whatever. I thought that was funny too.
And it's funny because I think it was pointed out, not in this podcast, but another one in chat that we just recently recorded, that's saying, HR, Tim Kavanaugh, is that his name?
Tom Kavanaugh.
Tom Kavanaugh was the one who directed this episode.
Yeah.
So it was funny that his character got that much of because he's kind of been struggling right now to make relationships, and he just recently started dating, who was it, Rhonda? I don't even know. It was a couple. I
don't even remember.
Cisco was very, very mad at him because he was gone for 2 days, but but now he's got he a possible threesome in the future, but then he gets the Flash is Team Flash is like, no, you have to come stay with us. He's like, okay, fine. Where's my drumsticks? He was ripping up the lab looking for his drumsticks. But yeah, that was an interesting twist. He wasn't in the episode much, but what he was in was very funny.
Oh yeah, yeah. And I follow all of them on Instagram. But Tom posted a picture of him in the it looks like a Hugh Hefner blazer. It's like the red velvet with the black collar, and he's like, this was my director's outfit, and I was like, of course it is. Of course it is.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I think which has got to be the most interesting part of the episode was the very, very end.
When Savitar's suit came off.
When Caitlin goes... when Caitlin's in the middle of the woods and
Mm-hmm.
Savitar comes to her, and she just refuses to help him. She's like, no, fuck off. And then he comes out of the suit, and she's like, I'll do whatever you want. It's like, who are you that she would just do whatever you want?
Yeah,
Who are
and
you?
I was looking at the body build when, you see him, like, the back come off and
Yeah.
everything, and you kind of saw, like, the hair a little bit, the haircut. You kind of got a glimpse of the back of the ear, and because of the lighting, you can't tell if if it's Joe, or if it's Wally, or if it's Ronnie, or if it's even Barry of the future. We can't tell,
We can't.
but from the build of the body, I don't think it's Barry because it's too bulky in comparison. So there is, I mean, Brian in chat says, I think Ronnie is Savitar, and that is exactly where my head went because of Caitlyn's reaction being like, all like she's dead on set, no, like no way, no, hell has to freeze over first, kind of thing. And then she sees him, and then she's like, oh yeah, let's do this thing, you know?
You see, that makes me think it's Ronnie. Like, who would she drop
Mm-hmm.
everything for but Ronnie?
Exactly.
Here, and the thing that I was focused on when he came out of the suit was it looked like he had slicked back hair, which I guess could be almost any of them, given it, because he's obviously from a different time than our group is right now. So it could be any of them. But that's just something I noticed, was it looked like his hair was slicked back and long.
Yeah.
Like at least this long. I don't know. And as much as I want to go by build and look at how, those shoulders don't look like Barry's, it's hard to do that because we've done that before and
with
been
the
wrong.
man in the mask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that the very first season we did this show, me and Dom were like, man, it doesn't look like Wells's shoulders. Like, that was the thing I was on about. I'm like, it can't be Wells because the shoulders. And I was wrong. So,
Yeah.
who knows?
And I think they've also played it up this way with Caitlyn so that we automatically go to Ronnie.
Yeah, maybe.
I just feel like that would be like one of the twists that the writers want to throw at us, say, like, so that we can't say, oh, we called it, because there's been times where we have called it. It just becomes like, we just kind of sit there and go, dang, we called it. Like, it takes all the excitement out of the show.
Well,
so.
I think especially in this show, even when we call it, there's an aspect we don't see coming.
Mm-hmm.
So even if we're right, we're still like, shit.
Could be Ronnie from a different Earth.
Yeah. Yeah, could be a Ronnie that's not dead, because Earth 1 and Earth 2's Ronnies are dead. Maybe it's Earth 3's Ronnie.
Maybe. Or maybe, instead of dying, Earth 1, Ronnie somehow, because of the way the Flash works, he got sucked into the time stream, got sent back to Egyptian times, became the firsty guy, the first, Flash, the first speedster.
Yeah.
I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah. But we're finding out next episode who he is. Because that's what the promo said.
Yeah, I watched that.
Yeah. I'm trying to see if I missed anything from this episode. Oh, I know Brian said... Who said? Oh, Brian said Julian was wearing Harry Potter glasses. I did not notice, and I'm upset. Just like I didn't notice in Supergirl that, what's-his-name had a Harry Potter book. I was like, how did I miss that? I'm missing all the Harry Potter references, and I'm very mad at myself.
I was surprised that Dom picked that one out.
Yeah, me too. He said, Cisco's metal hands disappeared near the end of the episode. I think he just put his gloves back on.
Yeah, he was just... Other than the one time when he revealed that his hands were made of metal, he was wearing black gloves the rest of the episode. Well, future Cisco, anyways.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, so next episode is called I Know Who You Are. Vibe faces off against Killer Frost. You really hope that the outcome of this battle goes differently than we've seen.
Mm-hmm.
Barry and the team meet Tracy Brand, who... Oh, I did forget something. Tracy Brand is the scientist lady who helps Barry, future Barry, make the device that traps Savitar in the Speed Force.
Oh, did you see the differences in the Flash suit?
Yes, I did.
Oh man, that was so cool.
The color is brighter, which I am all for, because I always thought that Barry's suit was too dark.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm really glad they're making it a bit brighter. It definitely works, and the gold is shinier. I like it.
There's more gold around the waist too. It's not just a regular belt. It's an actual like lightning.
Which is like in the comics, the belt goes like that. So I'm all for it. And my dad keeps saying, when are they gonna do the ring? Maybe with that new costume, that costume's gonna go in the ring. I hope so.
Yeah.
I have that ring. It's plastic, but I have it somewhere.
Doesn't quite do the same thing, right?
No.
Aw, darn.
Click the button, not button, and nothing happens.
That sucks.
Yeah. So Tracy Brand. A scientist who may be the key to stopping Savitar. Unfortunately, Killer Frost is also after Tracy. So Team Flash must battle their old friend, which proves to be particularly difficult for Cisco. Obviously. So, Joe and Cecile's relationship takes a big turn.
I'm hoping it's a good big turn.
Yeah, really. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to Cisco having to fight.
I'm pretty sure Barry let him in on the information that, hey, she freezes your hands off.
I mean more of like the emotions that Cisco's going to feel more than possible injury. Because those are sometimes worse.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just want there to be a middle ground. It's like, you don't have to be evil, but you don't have to be good. You can be true neutral. Come on. Nobody wants to be true neutral.
You're right. They have done that a lot with most of the characters. Not even on this show, but mostly on their cartoon shows not cartoons. Their superhero shows, the CW, that they just seem to like, it's one or the other. There's no in the middle, and it's actually kind of frustrating, so.
Yeah. And the thing about Caitlin that, I mean, she didn't even... Nobody even thought to look into is that this could be just, like, split personality disorder. Like, why haven't we looked into the psychological side of this, if there is a psychological side to this? Superheroes need therapists. Come on, guys. Preferably therapists that don't turn into giant rage monsters. I'm looking at you, S.H.I.E.L.D.
Oh.
Anyway. That's
Wrong
all.
universe.
Wrong universe, sorry. Hopefully it doesn't happen here. That's all we got for this episode.
Yeah.
Nikki, where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitter at LadyVenom24, LadyVenom24.
You can find me at Clio Moto on Twitter, Twitch, and Pinterest. In other places, just Google.
Google.
You can find all of us at ASOTV Podcast on Facebook, Twitter, Gmail, Google+, and right here on YouTube. Follow us for some more podcasts from some of your favorite TV shows, video games, and movies. Until next time. Bye, guys.
Bye!
You will know who Savitar is. Fucking finally.
I hope it's I hope it's Ronnie, because then it does.
Then we get Ronnie back.
Then we get Roddy, and then we know why Caitlin's like, oh yes, I will do anything for you, master.
Just be my boyfriend again.